Welcome back, everyone, to our 2-minute drill. I'm your host, Gianna Forbis, here with Pack Pride editor Cory Smith. Cory, you got to go to spring practice today for NC State football. Now, there's a lot happening on the offensive side of the ball, but we can't forget about the defensive side, too. There are some guys that have to fill some pretty big shoes of guys like Peyton Wilson and Jalen Scott. What did you observe on the defensive side of the ball today?
Yeah, the biggest thing on defense right now is, again, new faces. Sometimes just new players in different spots. You mentioned the Peyton Wilson, Jalen Scott roles that they have to fill right now. Kamal Bonner, a guy that was a true freshman last year that got some playing time, is slotted in at that left side position over at the Sam for NC State. And then at the will, a guy that I don't think most people kind of expected going into the season to be looked at as a starter there, Sean Brown, is filling into that role right now. Now they're waiting on Cam Riley, who committed to NC State earlier this week. He's a guy that they're expecting to kind of take over some of that role, if not become a starter over Sean Brown in that position. But at the middle linebacker, Caden Fordham sliding in there. You've got Devon Betty returning from last year that was a starter last year. He's playing that backup role at the middle linebacker spot, with Caden Fordham being the number one there, which may be a little bit of a surprise to some people. And then along the defensive line, we know Davin Van comes back. You lose C.J. Clark. He's replaced by Brandon Cleveland. Got a chance to see him, and they looked really good today as a cohesive unit. And then also Travali Price stepping up in that role that was vacated by Savion Jackson, who graduated this past year. The defensive secondary, there's a lot of moving pieces. Aiden White coming back. You have Bishop Fitzgerald coming back. Move Sean Brown from the safety down to linebacker, so that means somebody's going to have to fill that role. Right now, it looks like Torrente Hinton, but you're waiting on Donovan Kaufman, a guy that's a transfer from Auburn, to come in as well. And then that left corner position that was left by Shaheem Battle, that's one of the biggest competitions, I think, going into spring camp that we're going to see kind of unfold. You have Brandon Cisse coming back. You have Cory Coley looking to try to push for that spot. And then Devon Marshall, who's at nickelback right now, I wouldn't be surprised if they move him around a little bit to try to take over that corner role too. So there's a lot of moving pieces still along this defense and a lot of guys competing for those second spots to get on that 2 deep to be in that rotation too.